Hi, Bora Magazine again. Jimin debut album, The Face of Today's Pop Music. For those who don't know, I actually fell down the rabbit hole during this era, Jimin era. It's because of Jimin, Set Me Free, actually, to be specific. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what she has to say.
Jimin's debut solo album Face is modern pop perfection. For the past 10 years, Jimin has given a very unique element to BTS's music that I haven't really seen before in any kind of musical group. Now, with his official solo debut, Jimin proves that he is one of the strongest pop stars from this generation. It's not just about all the records he broke with this album, it's about what Jimin as an artist represents. Jimin is modern pop music, and his solo album Face proves it. Pop music doesn't have one particular sound like other genres do, but it's still easily identifiable. Pop music is fun, easy to listen to, and friendly to mainstream audiences. Pop music is popular music, and with time, popular music changes and evolves. So in only 6 tracks, Jimin delivered 6 different pop styles. The first song, Face Off, has strong trap soul elements and is usually recognized as an R&B song. Interlude Dive is an instrumental that shows the dreamy side of pop music. The first single, Like Crazy, is a synth pop anthem, one of the most listened to pop styles today. Alone is a melancholic pop ballad.
My favorite song from the album, and then there's this one.
First hip-hop influenced song, an extremely common pop music trend today. And the hidden song Letter, part of only the physical CD, is an acoustic pop song, which is heavily BTS inspired both in sound and in message. Because of its short duration and number of songs, Face is considered an EP, not a full album. So how is this short project able to transmit so much in just 6 songs? To start, in a very BTS fashion way, Face has a story to tell, but the songs can be listened to and analyzed independently. When it comes to the overall message of the album, I believe this interpretation by Weverse magazine is on point. Viewing the songs on Face as one connected work, the first and last track mark the beginning and end of the cycle of psychological distress he confesses to. This cycle is represented by circles throughout the promotional posters, the digital album cover, as well as the physical album's content. Jimmy explained that Face depicts this spectrum of emotions he faced during the pandemic.
거라고 생각이 들지만
I love this interview.
팬데믹도 겪고 그 상황에서 제가 느꼈던 감정들을 뭔가 순차적으로 되돌아보는 감정을 정리하는 그런 앨범입니다.
And this story of heartbreak, seduction, fame, and loneliness starts with Face Off. Face Off, the opener of the album, starts with an alternative version of the popular piano piece Flea Waltz. This introduction has an abrupt change to a trap soul.
For those who don't know, which is probably all of you, he's my second bias. He bias ranked me so hard that I ended up just putting him as my second bias. I just couldn't. I love him so much. Yes, I have 2 biases. I don't care, I can do whatever I want.
A paradoxical or ironic start to the rest of the song. The story Jimin will tell is not pretty or romantic. This song, Jimin explains, is intense, rebellious, and has a lot of anger. He blames himself for believing and giving his all to someone who didn't deserve it. But because those damn days are over, he drinks.
Tonight I thought I'll be sober. Burning up, it's a fucking over. Break it down, break it down.
Jimin shows his anger at this person who tried to take everything from him, but he hopes they don't change because this experience helped him find himself. Despite the heartbreak, he now feels like he has it all.
The
anger from Face Off has an easier transition to the dreamlike introspection of the next song, Like Crazy, thanks to Interlude Dive. This interlude lets the audience dive into the world of fame and loneliness. And to experience the contrast, you will listen to a recording of Jimin greeting armies at BTS's Busan 2022 concert.
이렇게 만나게 되네요. 여러분 지민입니다.
Followed by the lonely sounds of Jimin leaving the stage. To give this interlude the feeling of being lost and wandering, Jimin recorded with his phone sounds of panting for air while running somewhere. This interlude ends with his intense need to get drunk coming to reality. He pours himself a drink and drinks from it. The aftermath is shown in the next song, Like Crazy, about a dreamy intoxication.
Watch me go, and I shake 밤새도록.
Like Crazy is the album's main single and is a pulsing, stylish, and glittery synth-pop track. Jimin was inspired by the 2011 romantic drama film Like Crazy. He said, I thought it would be very romantic and sweet, but it turned out that it's actually a very realistic and stark depiction of a breakup. This feeling is what the song and music video transmit. Jimin says, Like Crazy feels happy, but there's loneliness behind it. This contrast is shown at the beginning of the song with a dialogue part of the movie interpreted by a male and a female voice. These two voices, along with the mirror choreography, the references to two personas in the music videos, and the two physical album versions titled Invisible and Undefinable, can be interpreted as the two voices inside Jimin's head, one optimistic about this dreamy intoxication and the other one more preoccupied about the lonely reality.
I think we could last forever. I'm afraid that everything will disappear. Just trust me.
Jimin explains that his experience is a cliché story like a drama. In the loud music, he fades out. So he'd rather be lost in this place than continue feeling the heartbreak.
I'd rather be lost in the lights. I'm out of my mind. 밤이 귀신 잡아줘.
I think this song has a lot of denial and a need for distraction. Jimin sings about going crazy when he looks at himself in the mirror, but he feels alive while he wastes his time. This is what the song is about. He's drinking, dancing, and singing his feelings to the catchy tune of a club's music. But this good night is not real. He is still falling.
It's gonna break me. No, don't you break me. I wanna stay in this dream.
The song ends with the male voice from the start of the song sobering up and accepting his loneliness.
Alone again. What's the point?
Alone is a pop
I love
ballad
the
that works
song
as a response
so
to
much.
the energetic high and promise escapism
I love this song so much. Seriously, I'm obsessed. Seriously, I listen to this song way too much.
of Like Crazy.
Like
After
every
the
day.
night depicted
Every day.
in Like Crazy, Jimin sings in Alone. When falling asleep, drunk, and being unable to remember anything, I thought about it. What am I doing now? The me who pretends to be okay every time, I find him pathetic. This song, as well as the rest of the album, is more than just the story of a heartbreak. Just like with the
He's calling
discography
himself out.
of BTS, there is a common and relatable theme easy to understand. But this story is the manifestation of the BTS members' real feelings and experiences. Jimin explains that the feelings part of Phase were part of his pandemic experience, full of doubts, frustrations, and fears. So taking into consideration both interpretations, we can now understand a little more where he's coming from when he says that he's not lost in the lights anymore. Now he's alone in a room with lights turned off, gradually losing himself. This has become a habit.
Day and night 반복되는 fall.
This song is the complete opposite of Like Crazy. He's not making up believable excuses anymore. He now feels that what's broken cannot be reversed. And even when he says to himself, make it right, it's gonna be alright, there's a subtle voice repeating the word lie.
Make it right, it's gonna be alright.
Bro. Thank you to the song.
The pre-release single Set Me Free by Jimin is titled Set Me Free Part 2 because it follows Set Me Free by BTS bandmate Suga as August D. Although these two songs are not purposefully connected, Jimin said that his song talks about freedom and moving forward, and Suga's song talks about some of the stories that come before. The music video has a very intense choreography which shows the energy of a ray of light coming into the darkness. This is represented by the black and white colors. Jimin starts the song explaining his feelings portrayed in the previous song.
I love this music
he
video.
wandered in a maze in Face Off. He drank Hennessy at night in Like Crazy. He realized this became a toxic habit in Alone, but now in this song, he is finally free.
지나간 나를 위해 손을 들어 Now set me free.
This process of going insane or feeling lost to stay sane or find oneself is a common theme in BTS's music. In Blood, Sweat and Tears from 2017, BTS referenced the German quote, "One must still have chaos in oneself to be able to give birth to a dancing star." They referenced this theme again in 2020. Owned by BTS doesn't only have the exact same lyrics about going insane to stay sane, but it also has an intense choreography which represents facing challenges and one's true self, even if this brings you pain in the process. Jimin explains that Set Me Free Part 2 took inspiration from On. In a sudden change after the first chorus, Jimin goes back to the dark and lonely place from previous songs, but his attitude is different. This is made obvious by the stylistic choice of heavy autotune, which shows desperation and protest in his message.
I can feel it in the mirror, but I got no time to fix it, just remember.
Now he demands others to let him flow and get out of his way. He tells others to shut up because his prime time has begun. And even if others ridicule him, he won't stop.
Nope, can't do that.
The last song of the digital album is the English version of the main single, Like Crazy. This song has the same message, but some lyrics are worth reading because there are some differences. While the Korean version of Like Crazy and the pre-release single Set Me Free Part 2 were promoted in Korean TV shows, the English version of Like Crazy was the song promoted in the US. Jimin performed this version for the first time in The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. Despite lack of radio promotion, Like Crazy hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Hey yo, the fact that they didn't even play this in the radio is ridiculous.
Making it the first song ever by
But it's
a South
nothing new,
Korean
right?
soloist to top the chart, and the 7th #1 by any South Korean act. This list includes BTS or BTS members only. Along with other composers, RM from BTS worked with Jimin in the composition process of both the Korean and English versions of Like Crazy, as well as the first track, Face Off. So that's
Hey, yo,
even
I
more
didn't even
credits
see
for
RM was
BTS
here 3
members
times.
on
I
the
only
Billboard
saw him.
charts and Korean charts. Set Me Free Part 2 by Jimin also peaked at number 30 on the Hot 100, with no remixes, physical versions, or radio play.
Oh, the song. I actually didn't even know the song was in the album until this performance. And I saw this performance and I was like, oh my goodness, this verse is so beautiful. What is this song? Then I found it. I'm obsessed with this song. I love this song so much.
The last song, Letter, is a hidden track only part of the physical CD. The tracklist in the physical album has a last page that appears to be blank. But if you pay attention, you will notice the lyrics of the hidden song, Letter. This hidden page also credits Jungkook for background vocals, and the song Letter, which is only part of the physical CD, was retitled Dear Army on YouTube. Jimin performed Letter or Dear Army for the 2023 Festa, the celebration of BTS's 10th anniversary. This is why the song is not its own song. Instead, it will technically start playing at the 6-minute and 13-second mark in the last song of the album, Like Crazy English version. 6/13 is the anniversary of BTS's debut, and Jimin wrote this letter for armies when BTS announced the group's break for their military service. Just like many of
Bro, guys, I have not. Fun fact, I have not watched the Festa dinner for... It was 2022 when they announced the whole military thing. I've heard stories about this dinner. I've heard that people were traumatized, and I was like, you know what? I don't think I'm ready for that. I was so close so many times. I was like, okay, should I watch it today? I was like, nope.
Like many of
I'm gonna watch it with
BTS's
y'all
letters to
now.
armies, this song has comforting messages and a
I'm
promise.
terrified, hence I
Jimin
haven't
believes that
watched
when
it.
BTS and ARMY are together, the desert could turn to a sea. So he is asking armies to stay with him so he can deliver as much as he received and keep his word. Face is of course just the beginning of Jimin's music journey. This
Bro,
is strong debut.
the fact that it's it's just the beginning. I'm excited. excited.
promises artistic
No,
growth in
'cause-
future projects. Today's pop is so versatile, and genre-bending
that's all.
songs are extremely common. With Face, Jimmy proves that he is able to shine in any popular music style. Weavers magazine titled their Face
Versatile
review,
as
Jimmy
hell.
is his own genre. And I think this title explains the ways in which Jimin Jimifies every song
Bro,
he is
right?
in.
Right?
Each song part of Face is a different style of pop music that, in a fair world, could be heavily promoted on the radio to mainstream audiences. And Jimin succeeds
would be
at doing all
huge.
these styles while also giving them a unique element. In other words, Jimin is not just singing pop music. Jimin is today's pop music.
Could not have said it better. I love him. There's something about Jimin. Seriously, I love. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, wait. I wanted to say that after hearing the entire discography of Pantene, basically the entire, I've heard like 99% of songs from each and every one of them and themselves as a whole. Jimin was the first of all of them where like every song, literally every song that had Jimin's name on it. I'm obsessed with this man's entire discography. Like as a solo artist, his songs are they're just I love him. I love Jimin. I love Jimin. Thank you all for watching. I will watch the Festa. Actually, I think I should watch it before the CS Festa. I should probably do that. So before the CS Festa, I will make sure to watch the 2022 Festa. I'm terrified though. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Bye.